What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today is an interesting topic that I think a lot of people need to know before they enter the gym and before they get an idea of what they're looking for and what they can get out of working out, eating healthily and following a good lifestyle. And the topic is the 3 different body types that you can possibly be. Like I say, there are 3, they're very distinct. Sometimes, and most of the time, honestly, people will have factors from maybe 2 mixed together. They won't definitely be one distinct body type, but there are 3 that you can generally group yourself into one of those 3 groups.
You got a secret, like you victorious. I'm back on a Tuesday and fuck it feels glorious. I'm on the backbeat, sipping in the backseat, listening to NSYNC. No, not Backstreet. Yes, I can get it on my mind, my own mind, while I'm waving out the window like bye, bye, bye. Yeah, that bitch, yeah, she a bad bitch. I saw her texting earlier. Fuck, we got catfish. I don't know if you can see it while I take it home. I am like that Kendrick verse, cause bitch, I'm out of control. If you...
Now the 3 groups I'm talking about are ectomorphs, mesomorphs and endomorphs. Like I said, they've all got very different characteristics. They're very, I suppose, unique in the way that they go about working out, the way their bodies will react to certain stimulus, etc, etc. So I'm going to start off with the ectomorph. Now ectomorphs are typically tall, slim, thin bones but long bones, very elongated structures. They tend to not hold very much body fat, so like I say, they tend to be skinnier, they tend to be leaner, more vascular, but they also tend to struggle to put on the size that other body types might find easier. And this is because they have a very high metabolic rate usually. They need a lot of calories to maintain their body. Their body burns through it like crazy. And like I said, they find it hard to build muscle. So these guys going into the gym have to understand that they are not going to pack on the size as quickly as some of the other body types. They're going to have to do a lot of work in the gym. They're going to have to work out hard and for long periods of time. But although that is maybe a negative, the positive of being an ectomorph is that you have such a high sort of calorie threshold that in order to put on weight, you're going to need 4,000-5,000 calories a day. You're going to be in a massive surplus, and that means you get to eat a lot more. You get to consume a lot more food. You can be a bit more relaxed about what the macros are in that food. More fat, more carbs that the others might have to watch for fear of putting on body fat. Ectomorphs don't really have to worry about that so much. They can just sort of roll with the punches and just know that they can take all of that fuel that they're taking in and they can really put it to work in long, hard workouts. And it will take them a long time to build the same muscle as other people, but they'll do it without the body fat. So they'll always be lean gaining, they'll always look lean, which means that they'll always be in shape, they'll always have their abs. Very rare that an ectomorph will get to such a stage where they no longer have their abs because they're carrying too much body fat. Very rarely happens. So that's another benefit. They can stay lean year round. They don't have to cut so much. When it comes to summer, they're pretty much already there. They only have to make a few minor adjustments, and they can still be eating a lot to be in a deficit. They can still eat a lot. They can still eat 2,500 calories a day, which is, some people's surplus. Some people eat 2,500 to gain, because they're not allowed that many. They have to have 2,000 just to maintain without putting on weight. Whereas these guys will be doing that in their cut. They can eat somebody else's maximum and be losing weight and getting leaner and getting shredded. So ectomorphs, they may have it hard while gaining size, but in terms of losing it, staying lean and just looking good year round, easier for those guys, much easier, and they can be much less strict on their diet, I suppose. Now the other end of the spectrum you've got is the endomorph. Now, endomorphs are typically shorter, stockier, they tend to carry a lot more body fat and they tend to put it on easier. These are the type of guys that maybe have to have that 2,500 calorie maximum when they're gaining. but when they are gaining, they're gaining quickly. You know, they gain strength very quickly, they gain size very quickly. They can train, you know, they can do heavy lifts again and again and again, and not have to worry too much. Their body recovers very quickly. You know, they'll see massive and quick gains in how much they can lift, how frequently they can do that. And you know, these are the type of guys that could go from, I don't know, 100 kilo deadlift to 150 kilo deadlift in a month or so, you know, just by gradually increasing. And every time you'll find that their body does respond to it. Same with building muscle. These guys will put on a lot of muscle, but a lot of body fat comes with it. They can't really lean bulk. They have to be incredibly strict to do so. To be able to put on muscle without fat is going to be very hard for an endomorph. You know, they are going to stack on the pounds, both muscle and fat. And like I say, a negative is that they may have to restrict their calories more. They have to be more careful about what they eat. But they can be more relaxed in the gym because they know that their body is going to respond quickly to stimulus. They're going to build muscle, and they are going to increase in size and strength. These guys are often sort of power lifters, you know, big, bulky, strong guys. They're never really lean like you see bodybuilders and sort of men's physique competitors. They can be very lean. Some of them are endomorphs, don't get me wrong, but they have a much harder time with it. You'll often find them going into powerlifting because that is where their strength lies. Literally, that's where their strength lies. Lifting heavy weights, putting on a lot of mass. And the third of the three is the Holymesomorph. Now, mesomorphs have got a bit of both. You know, they don't put on fat too easily, but they don't put it on. It's not like they can't acquire it. You know, it can come on if they push themselves far enough. But whereas the ectomorph doesn't put that fat on but struggles with gaining, mesomorphs, they're like the holy grail. They put on muscle very quickly, they gain strength very quickly, and these are the guys that you'll often see quoted as being genetically gifted. And in a sense they are, but only in the sense that they can work just as hard as everyone else without having to worry about, I suppose, the things that might draw somebody else back. You know, they put on muscle very quickly, they'll gain strength quickly, but they don't put on so much body fat that it becomes hard to cut. You know, they'll find both bulking and cutting relatively easy, whereas say the ectomorph might struggle with the bulk and the endomorph might struggle with the cut. Me personally, I'm somewhere between an endomorph and a mesomorph. When I was younger, it was sort of more slanted towards mesomorph. You know, I was very, very adept at putting on weight and putting on muscle and sort of gaining size, but I never really got too out of shape. And I've noticed as I've got older that I may have shifted more towards endomorph. You know, body fat comes with the territory, but that might be just because I stopped doing things like playing football, so my calorie output that I was using in terms of energy was reduced. I didn't do so much cardio, I started to drive instead of walking places, and I would eat a lot more because more money, more food, you know how it goes. So maybe that's why. Maybe I'm still more mesomorph, but in terms of my experiences as of late, I'd say they're more in the middle because I'm still gaining. I still very quickly can fire back up sort of the generator and go up through the ranks of strength and size. I can do that very easily, which I'm blessed for, I must admit. But more and more these days, when I'm wanting to stay lean year round, I'm envious of those ectomorphs that are still lagging behind in terms of size and strength, but they're still lean. They're always lean, and they find it very easy to stay lean. But I think it's important for people to know the differences between the three and what they are, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be going into the gym or wherever you may be going, you know, out doing bodyweight exercises or playing sports, expecting one thing when realistically you're only ever going to get something different. I mean, it is pretty easy, I would say, to sort of determine what body type you are. Like I say, they can be very distinct. Tall, slim, usually lean, despite eating a lot of food, probably an ectomorph. Shorter, stockier, bigger built, stronger, but carry more body fat, probably an endomorph. And then you've got the mesomorph, who are somewhere in between. And if you find a guy that has been working out at the same time as you, just as hard, but is bigger and still quite lean, probably a mesomorph. Not much you can do about that. That's just the way the world works. But like I say, I just think it's important for people to be able to kind of realise what they are, the pros and the cons, and then be able to use that to help streamline their training to get to the goal that they want quicker. Like if you're an ectomorph, and you're looking at these guys lean and you're keeping your calories down, eating just chicken and rice and vegetables and trying to keep yourself very restricted. You're going in the gym and you're wondering why you're not growing, wondering why you're training hard but you're not gaining any size or strength. It's because you're an ectomorph. You need double the calories. You need to be eating twice as much as you are to even think about gaining any size. But you look at those, endomorphs or mesomorphs, and you're like, how come they can do it? What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. You're just not taking into account your genetics and your body type. Same thing with endomorphs. If they're looking at these guys who are eating like crazy, taking if it fits your macros to another level and just eating what they want and gaining size and staying lean, and you've got these endomorphs doing the same thing and they're just putting on body fat like crazy, and then they're wondering to themselves, why am I not seeing the same results? Because everybody's different. You've got to take into account your own body type, your own personal circumstances, and you've got to work with those to make sure that you achieve your results as quickly as you can without wasting time doing things that aren't going to help you as an individual. But anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there because I'm sure my phone's going to tell me I've run out of space as usual. So I'm going to make this one short and sweet. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it every single time. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. If there's something you want to see, or maybe just some encouragement or whatever it may be, leave a comment down below, or hit me up on Instagram. All of that is in the description box. And if you do enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe, because that's what keeps me going. The more subscribers that you see, people want to see more of your content, and then you produce more. So like I say, if you do enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe. Quick, only takes a second, but I don't want to rant about it too much. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.